Hey, this is a short video to describe why I'm using the 15-minute chart to identify when a trend change is occurring with the chandelier, and then I switch to a 5-minute chart to get a better view of the pullbacks that occur. Let's begin by showing the following. There are a series of moving averages, the 12 and the 24 EMA, with the 16 and 20 in between them. And when the bands are separated, the trend is quite strong. The medallion shows when the switch occurs on the 12 and the 24. So here's a twist down, and here is a twist up, a twist down, a twist up, and some chop. This medallion in here, this ellipse, follows the change in the chandelier. You can see that here we had a down chandelier, and when price broke through, it switched to be a support with the white line here. This line is a T3 Tilson. It's a 38 period with a 0.618 as the second input. So anyway, here we have a change. We draw a line here, and this indicates a buy zone. Everything from here to the next blue line is a potential buy zone. And the way we identify whether there's a trade entry is by waiting for a pullback once this occurs. Now we'll switch to a 5-minute chart. And we can see right here, this aqua line here is simply the beginning of the London Open. So this is a timeline. Here is the 15-minute chandelier switch. And we can see that on the 5-minute chart that switch occurred earlier. But we're waiting for another pullback here. And in particular, what happens, we pull back into the bands, and then we have a reversal candle that takes out 2 or 3 of the previous candles. We would enter at this point, and we can see, we can see that from here to the top we have 24 pips. So we won't talk about profit targets yet or stop loss. However, the chandelier is a potential stop loss level. Now what we have is a changeover to the downside. On the 15-minute chart again, here's the vertical line that identifies when this switch takes place, and we place it on the candle after the switch occurs. And then notice we've highlighted this area where we're waiting for a pullback. Once this line is printed, we can switch once again to the 5-minute chart, and we notice a pullback into the bands, and it's always protected here by the chandelier as our stop. We have other stop opportunities. We could, in my EA, I have some other stop formulas put, but the chandelier is a pretty good average stop loss level, and that would track the trade all the way down to here. So if we had a profit targeted in this area, it was achieved, and then a pullback, we'd be out even before the chandelier switches once again. And in this particular instance, from the bottom of this first pullback candle, depending upon whether you wait for this or a touch of the 24, let's take this one. It's approximately the same. The distance down to the bottom of the candle is 43 pips, another nice trade. So once again, this is not to get into the specifics of entry or exit logic. It's simply to show that on the 15-minute chart, we have a potential long entry. We have a cross here. We have a cross here of the T3 with the 24, which is built into the EA that I have. We have this particular medallion, which suggests on the 15-minute chart that the bands are separating to the upside. We're in this particular place where the buy area goes from here to here and on. And if we zoom in on this space now, we can see over here, here's our line. And once again, we have a nice pullback down into the bands. We have a recovery candle here that takes out 2 or 3 of the previous candles. We would make our entry, and we have a nice move of 375, 37 pips. Okay, that's it for this video. Hope it was helpful.